Welcome to Lighthouse Kinship's devotional video, Upstream Flow Samson, Judges 13, verses 1 to 5, New American Standard. Now the sons of Israel again did evil in the sight of the Lord, and the Lord handed them over to the Philistines for 40 years. And there was a man of Zoar, of the family of Danites, whose name was Manoah, and his wife was infertile, and had not given birth to any children. Then the angel of the Lord appeared to the woman and said to her, Behold, now you are infertile and have not given birth, but you will conceive and give birth to a son.
And now be careful not to drink wine or strong drink, nor eat any unclean thing. For behold, you will conceive and give birth to a son, and no razor shall come upon his head. For the boy shall be a Nazarite to God from the womb, and he will begin to save Israel from the hands of the Philistines. Wednesday, September 20th, 2023, Monica and I were at Big Springs Nature Park, Gutenberg, Iowa.
In the previous devotional post of Lighthouse Kinship, John the Baptist was called from the womb to an upstream flow. But before John the Baptist was called, the God of heaven and earth called another one from the womb to upstream flow, Samson. The mothers of both men could not conceive until they were past childbearing age. Both men were called to live a life that did not conform to the morals, values, beliefs, ethics, and behaviors of their culture, but they were called to the upstream flow of God's righteousness. Vocabulary.com. Righteousness is a way of life that is all about doing the right thing. Righteousness shows great concern for morals and ethics.
Jeremiah 9, verses 23 and 24, the message. God's message. Don't let the wise brag of their wisdom. Don't let heroes brag of their exploits. Don't let the rich brag of their riches. If you brag, brag of this and this alone, that you understand and know me. I'm God, and I act in loyal love. I do what's right and set things right and fair, and delight in those who do the same things. These are my trademarks, God's decree. Psalm 33, verse 1 Amplified. Rejoice in the Lord, you righteous ones. Praise is becoming and appropriate for those who are upright in heart, those with moral integrity and godly character.
Both Samson, Judges 13 to 16, and John the Baptist, Luke 1, Matthew 3, and 14, were called from their mother's womb to live a life set apart for the God of heaven and earth. Samson was called to take the lead in delivering Israel from the hands of the Philistines.
Judges 13, verse 5 NLT. You will become pregnant and give birth to a son, and his hair must never be cut, for he will be dedicated to God as a Nazarite from birth. He will begin to rescue Israel from the Philistines. Judges 16, verses 19 to 21 and 25 to 30 NLT. Delilah lulled Samson to sleep with his head in her lap, and then she called a man to shave off the 7 locks of his hair. In this way she began to bring him down, and his strength left him. Then she cried out, Samson, the Philistines have come to capture you. When he woke up, he thought, I'll do as before and shake myself free. But he didn't realize that the Lord had left him. So the Philistines captured him, gouged out his eyes. They took him to Gaza, where he was bound with bronze chains and forced to grind grain in the prison. Half drunk by now, the people demanded, Bring out Samson so he can amuse us. So he was brought from the prison to amuse them, and they had him stand between the pillars supporting the roof. Samson said to the young servant who was leading him by the hand, Place my hands against the pillars that hold up the temple. I want to rest against them. Now the temple was completely filled with people. All the Philistine rulers were there, and there were about 3,000 men and women on the roof who were watching as Samson amused them. Then Samson prayed to the Lord, Sovereign Lord, remember me again. O God, please strengthen me just one more time. With one blow let me pay back the Philistines for the loss of my 2 eyes. Then Samson put his hands on the 2 center pillars that held up the temple, pushing against them with both hands. He prayed, "Let me die with the Philistines." And the temple crashed down on the Philistine rulers and all the people. So he killed more people when he died than he had during his entire lifetime.
John the Baptist was called to pave the way for Christ. He was to prepare the people for Jesus' ministry through his own unique ministry.
Matthew 11, verses 2 and 3 and 7 to 11a NIV. When John, who was in prison, heard about the deeds of the Messiah, he sent his disciples to ask him, "Are you the one who is to come, or should we expect someone else?" As John's disciples were leaving, Jesus began to speak to the crowd about John. "What did you go out into the wilderness to see? A reed swayed by the wind? If not, what did you go out to see? A man dressed in fine clothes? No, those who wear fine clothes are in kings' palaces. Then what did you go out to see? A prophet? Yes, I tell you, and more than a prophet. This is the one about whom it is written, I will send my messenger ahead of you, who will prepare your way before you. Truly I tell you, among those born of women, there has not risen anyone greater than John the Baptist."
This concludes our devotional video of Lighthouse Kinship, Upstream Flow, Samson. Which individual, Samson or John the Baptist, spent a life of complete upstream flow for the Lord of Lords and King of Kings, Jesus Christ? Has your life been a Samson's life of upstream flow for a season? Then you allowed the morals, values, beliefs, behaviors, and ethics of the culture to reverse your flow? Are you now flowing downstream with the culture? Or has your life been as John the Baptist? With every season of your life, you have stayed the course of the upstream flow, no matter how difficult, overwhelming, or defeating the circumstances surrounding you were. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1, NLT. Therefore I, a prisoner for serving the Lord, beg you to lead a life worthy of your calling, for you have been called by God. Upstream flow.
Monica and I thank you for traveling along with us here at Big Springs Nature Park, Gutenberg, Iowa. Lighthouses. Jesus Christ is the light of the world. Kinship. Comfort. Enlightening the eyes of your heart. Photography. Traveling. What do all these have in common? Monica and I excitedly invite all to journey with us, not only through YouTube, but by personal appearance as we share the challenges, blessings, and adversities through the lens of the camera and God's divine word. Please contact us by email for Monica and I to share our experiences in person. Our email address is LightHouseKinShipLLC @gmail.com, and it's also listed in the description below. And please help us to spread the gospel by sharing these videos on your social media platforms.